Hi guys, it's Sherry. I hope that you're having a wonderful day. Well, let's make something oh so inexpensive look like $1,000,000. Y'all stay tuned. So, I was in the Dollar Tree. After my sister brought me all of those wonderful items to craft with, I thought, you know what? I need to spend more time in the Dollar Tree. So I went and I bought quite a few things that I thought, okay, I can dress these up as gifts and make them look just absolutely wonderful. They will make great gifts for coworkers, friends, and family. Also, great craft fair sellers once you see how I have turned it from being cute to being fabulous. So here we go, guys. Let me show you exactly what I'm working with today. So I found these cups at Dollar Tree and they're really cute, a nice plastic, and they had all types of different sayings on this one. This one said rise and grind, and I thought that was really cute, but by itself it's just cute. Fill it with some candy, it's even better because it's cute and then it's got candy in it. But if you really want to get that wow factor, why not take this and present it in this? Look at this gorgeous box, this gorgeous packaging. And sometimes that's what makes all the difference. We can take this and turn it into this. And then it becomes so much more appealing to the eye. And if you're selling it at a craft fair, it becomes one of those things of, oh my goodness, I really want to buy that. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to make this wonderful box to fit these. And like I said, you get these at the Dollar Tree and it's a set of 2 for $1. So they end up being 50 cents a piece. Doesn't come any more economical than that. So let's get started on making this. Alright guys, so to make our project, we are going to start with 2 pieces of paper, and one piece will measure 12 by 11.5 and one will measure 5.5 by 12. And we will be joining these 2 pieces of paper together, but for right now we're going to score them separately because that will make it easier. So I'll bring in my scoreboard, and on the 11.5 inch side I will score at 3.5, at 7, and at 10.5. Then on the 12 inch side, I will score at 2 and at 8.5. And I'll set this one to the side, and I am going to bring this one in, and it's actually going to join here on this one. So what I need to do is turn it on the 12 inch side and score it at 2 and score it at 8.5. So then I'll turn it to the 5.5 inch side and I am going to score this at 4.5. Alright, so once we have our score lines folded and burnished, we're going to need to remove some paper. So we're going to have a long rectangle here and then a rectangle there. And I am going to come in and remove this rectangle. And then I'll do the same thing here. I'll just remove this one. And the larger flaps here, this is the top of our box. So then I'm going to come back in and I'm simply going to angle cut out my bottom flaps. And For those of you who are new to my channel, when I say I'm going to angle cut out my flaps, basically where my score line is, which is right here, I am simply going to cut in at an angle on both sides of that score line, and that'll give me this nice little V here. So anytime you hear me say I'm going to angle cut, that's exactly what I mean. And I'll let you know if I'm doing a single angle cut or a double. And when I'm cutting out tabs like this, it usually is going to be a double. So I am going to turn this over. Okay, so once we have it like this, then I am going to go ahead and cut out the template for my windows. So I'm going to put the box together so I'll know where I need to cut out my template, and the template's going to be right here. So I have a piece that measures 2.5 by 3, and all I'm going to do is take my glue and just put glue on this so I can get it stuck down. And then I'm going to place it down and try to get it as centered as I can. And while that is drying, I'll show you the paper pad that I'm using. I am using a paper pad that I got at Hobby Lobby, and it's an Anna Griffin paper pad called Garden Party Paper Pad. And I actually bought this paper pad about 3 years ago. I think this was printed in 2016. So I bought it a few years ago, but they may still have it at Hobby Lobby because sometimes they will carry some of the older pads. I haven't seen it there lately, but they might. And I love this paper pad because the paper weight is really heavy, and that's perfect when you're making a box without chipboard. This paper weight is about 120, and these prints in here are just gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. And you get 6 of each print, so you really have an opportunity to make wonderful multiples of your projects if that's what you want it to do. So I am going to come back now that I think this is dry enough and just cut out my window. And just like that, I've got my window cut out. Now I'll bring in my piece of acetate, which measures 3.5 by 4.5. And you may have to trim yours down depending on how you cut it, so make sure you test it before you put the glue. But I'm going to come back with my glue and just run it along the outer edge. And then I'll take my acetate and I am going to place it down. Try not to get that glue on the window. And then I'll come back in with my bone folder and spread my glue up and then spread it down, and then I'll push it out, and this will just help it to dry without getting it on the window. Alright, and while that's drying, we can go ahead and put our box together. And there's going to be something unique about this box that you guys will see as I finally get it put together. So I am going to take this piece and I am going to close my box on the inside. So I'll bring this piece over just like this, and I'm just going to get my ends matched up. And I'll come back with my bone folder and get that stuck. Alright guys, so before I put this box together, there was actually something that I needed to show you guys, because this box has an odd shape, so we needed to tweak our flaps just a little bit more. So when we're looking at the box this way, if you have put your box together and we're looking at the box this way, we've got the top flap and then we've got these 2 side flaps. The 2 side flaps are the ones that we need to adjust right now. So what we're going to do is, this is your top, so let's flip this over. This is your back flap. Let's flip this up, and then your bottom flap, we need to come in and make sure that we do a deep angle cut in so that when we fold it, it folds nicely. So you'll have a little opening at the bottom when you fold it. So basically what I did was I came back after I had put this box together, because I did not do this before, and I just took my scissors and I cut off some of this, and I can do some more with you guys so you can see what I'm talking about. So all I did was, this is the back. I'm going to lay it on its side, and then I came in and I trimmed off some more of that side flap, and that way when I close my box, the flaps are going to fold in properly. And then at the top, we need to do the exact same thing. So this will be the front of our box, and these will be the sides. So we're going to fold that back flap back. We're going to fold the bottom flap forward so it can get it out of the way. And then if you look at this, you can see how this box would not close properly because we've got this overhang here. So all I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to come back with my finger blade, and I am going to come back and just do a deep angle cut. So you can see exactly how I did that. That's my back flap there. So all I did, and I'll come on the other side and do the same thing, was the back portion of this, I angle cut it in. So I'll do that again over here, and you'll see exactly what I mean. And that's what I should have done before I put the box together, but I didn't. So that's good that I didn't, because then it'll show you how to fix the mistake if you should make the same mistake that I did. Hopefully you won't, but if you do, then you've got a fix for it. All right, so now that we have fixed Sherry's little boo-boo, we are going to put our box together. So all I'll do is I'll fold in these sides, I'll fold this back piece up, which is the longer piece, and then I'll fold the bottom piece on top of that. So let's do that now. So I am going to take my glue and place it on the bottom flap only. So I'll place it on the ends so that we get that nice and covered. I'll bring this up. I'm going to get this stuck down. Try to get it nice and even. And I'll come back on the inside, and I'm going to bring my ruler in just to kind of make sure that's stuck down. And then I'll take this piece, and I'm going to get this stuck down. So I'll bring this piece up, stick it down, come back with my bone folder, and get it nice and stuck. So when I put this box together, because of the odd shape, we've got pieces that stick out over the end at the bottom. So you can see that against my hand. And all we need to do is come back and just trim that off. You can use your finger blade, or you can use your scissors. And for me, I am going to use my scissors this time so I can get in there real close and just trim off that excess at the bottom. And there, we've got that part done. So you can see how this box is different, and I'm going to hold it up and you'll definitely be able to see it. When I made this box, I made it so that the back panel was wider than the other panels, and that gives us this nice little V shape, and I think that is just so cute for this box. So now what I'm going to do is, I don't like how on the inside you can see that writing, so I am going to take a piece of coordinating paper of the same paper and just put it on the inside. So I have a piece of coordinating paper that measures 4.5 by 6, and I am simply going to place some glue on the back and put this in so that we can cover up that flap as well as the writing that's in there. So I'm going to take this and just slide it in just like that, and then I'll come back with my bone folder, get this nice and stuck, and you can see by putting that piece of paper in there, it actually made it very pretty. So now I am going to take just a little bit of my shred, not a lot, because I just want a little bit so that that box or the cup will have something to rest on. So I'll bring in my cup, and I am going to just get my cup placed on the inside, just like that. So then I'll bring in these two side flaps where we cut that deep angle cut at the back, and then I'll slide those over. I'll bring this in, and then I'll bring this back. So now what I need to do on this is the same thing that I did on the other one. Because we've got this overhang right here, I need to remove it. So I'm going to come in and just cut that off. So now I've got them both trimmed down, and from the top of this box you get a really good look at the odd shape. You can see how it flares out, and this is such a cute little box and such a great way of presenting any type of a gift. So the way that I am going to close this is I am going to close it using Velcro. So I've got these Velcro dots, and I'm just going to go over the back of this a little bit, and it'll help to free that up. And then I will take it, and I'm going to make sure that I stick the rough side down. So I'm going to turn this towards me, make sure that I've got everything lined up nice and well, and I'm going to take my dot and just bring it in a little bit so that when I close it, my flap actually has room at the end for me to pull up. So now I'll take off the top piece, which is the softer side of the Velcro, and I am going to take this, making sure I've got everything nice and straight, and when I do, I'll lay it down. Then I'm going to come back with my bone folder and just get that nice and stuck. And then all I'll do is pull it up and down a couple of times just to make sure that it'll want to close easily. So you can see just how cute that looks. And the final thing for us to do is really dress this box, and we are done. So I have this piece of ribbon, and I am just going to tie a little bow, and it's a wired ribbon. So then I'm just going to tie me a cute little bow, I hope. And then I'm going to take this and put it right here. And I'm going to put it down using some hot glue. So I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue on the back, and I'll stick that down. And I'll shape my bow while that hot glue is setting up. And then I'm going to come back with this little flower spray that I got from Tuesday Morning, and I'm simply going to place it down on top of that bow. And in order to have more control over how I place it down, I'm just going to place the glue on the bow, and then I'll bring this back in and just lay it down and hold it until it sets up. So there we have it, guys. We have this beautiful box, and inside of it we have an item that only costs us 50 cents. But in this box, it looks like a very upscale little coffee mug or juice cup, whatever you would want to use it for. But the packaging certainly helps to make this more than just a simple Dollar Tree item. And that is how we can definitely dress up all of the beautiful things that we may want to make and sell, or make and give. Totally up to us what we choose to do with them, but you can see just how gorgeous these two boxes are. Just perfect for gift giving. Absolutely gift ready. Change out the papers. You can make this for a man, for Christmas, for any season. This is the perfect way of gift packaging. And it's gift packaging made simple. Even though I forgot to cut in on my tabs and angle those things while I had my paper laying out flat, but luckily you were able to see and learn from my mistake how to fix it after the fact, and how we don't have to throw our projects away just because we forgot a step along the way. So I hope that you guys have liked this project, and if you have, please hit the like button. If you are not a subscriber to my channel, I would love to have you join my online crafting family. You guys have a great day, happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.